Hello, friends. I welcome you all to the third episode of Basics of Fundamental Analysis with me, Sarthak Shah. Before we start today's session of learnings, I would like to thank all my viewers who have shown their support and appreciation in the form of likes, shares, and comments. As the concepts which we are taking in this series are interlinked, I would suggest the viewers to watch all the previous episodes for a better understanding. The link of my previous videos are present in the description box below. Let us first try to learn the concept of enterprise value, which is totally connected to market capitalization, but there is a small line of difference between them. Let us try to understand that with the help of simple examples. In simple terms, enterprise value measures company's total value, which includes market cap and debt but excludes cash. Consider you want to purchase an office space and it is priced at somewhat around 1000 rupees. Then this 1000 rupees will become its market capitalization. Now, in the same example, if I add that the office space holds a locker with 400 rupees in it, and along with it, the buyer needs to pay 200 rupees for the maintenance cost of the office. So, now let us calculate how much the new office owner actually pays for the office space. 1000 rupees, which is the cost to purchase the office space, minus 400 rupees, which he received from the office locker, plus 200 rupees, which now he needs to pay as the maintenance cost. This sums up to around 800 rupees. This 800 rupees forms the enterprise value of the office space. So, from this example, you must have got an idea of the difference between market cap and enterprise value. In short, enterprise value shows the true value of the company. Let's sum it up in a formula. It's very simple now. Enterprise value equals market cap minus cash plus debt. So, just by looking at the market capitalization, please do not take any investment decisions. Look for the company's enterprise value, which will give you a clear picture and true value of the company. It will also tell you how much debt you need to pay in coming years if you buy this company now. In this way, enterprise value will help you from making any blunders in investment decision. To understand this in a better way, let me relate it by showing you one of the company's financial. Here, I would like to again disclose that the companies talked about in this video are solely for educational purpose and shouldn't be considered as recommendations in any direct or indirect manner. Let us take an example of Raymond Limited, one of the leading company in Indian textile, lifestyle and branded apparels. Here as you can see, the market capitalization of Raymond Limited is 1473 crore, which ideally means that if you pay 1473 crore, you will become the owner of the company. But in real sense, you are not getting it at 1473 crore. Let me show how the true value is derived. According to the enterprise value formula discussed, just subtract cash and add debt to the market capitalization, which ideally gives the enterprise value at 3567 crore, which is more than the double of what we thought of the company's value. So, in this way, after learning about enterprise value, we can invest in companies with correct valuation. Moving ahead, we are now going to learn simple terms which are known to most of us, but in reality, its deeper meaning is still unknown. So, I would try and explain it to you with the help of simple examples. Let us learn the difference between interest and dividend. Interest is earned on instruments like FDs, debentures, etc., whereas dividend is earned on equity shares. Let me brief in one line what debentures mean. Debentures are more or like FDs, but it is a security based instrument. Let us move ahead in the difference. Interest payment is mandatory for banks to pay. In no scenario, banks can default on interest payments, whereas dividend is not mandatory. It is on the company's management to decide whether to give dividend or not. Consider this COVID 19 case only. Banks cannot say that this year businesses are heavily impacted due to COVID 19, so we will not pay interest this year. Instead, we will pay double interest next year. No, banks cannot say like this. Whereas companies paying dividend can say that due to COVID 19, businesses are heavily impacted, so we will not be able to pay dividend this year. Yes, this is on company's management to pay dividend or not. Another point of difference is interest rates are fixed for an individual and are to be paid on pre-specified intervals until maturity. Please take a note that FD rates can be changed but only for the individuals opting for a new FDs, whereas dividend payments are not at all fixed. The company can vary the percentage of dividends to be distributed as per their decision. It is so possible that even if their profits are doubled, they still can refuse the dividend distribution. And the last point of difference is that interest earned is taxable, but according to the individual's income slab, whereas dividend is tax free. Hope this will help you in taking decision whether to invest in FDs, debentures or whether to invest in shares. Now let us talk about face value. This is also one of the important concepts, so I want you all to give maximum attention. You must have come across news like management of XYZ company has decided to pay 100% dividend. At that moment, a question might have raised in your mind whether it is really possible 100% dividend. Friends, I would say yes, it is quite possible. But you need to know that dividend declared is not on the market price of the share, but it is on the face value of the share. This was just a brief so that next time when you watch this kind of news, you don't get shocked. Now, let us learn what face value is in detail. In earlier times, shares were in the physical form and not in dematerialized form. The way our currency notes mention various denominations like 10 rupee note, 50 rupee notes, and so on. Similarly, company issued share certificate also read a value, for example 10 rupee. This value is called face value. So if the face value of any company is 2 and if company decides to pay 100% dividend means they are declaring 2 rupees as dividend. In financial terminology, it can be said that the original price at which the shares were bought by the promoters of the company is called as the face value. Hope you like the simple language फंडा. वो रेंचो के प्रोफेसर ने कहा था ना, सीधे सीधे नहीं बता सकते थे, बुक्स भूल गया. I am talking about the famous scene from the movie Three Idiots. Hope सबको वो scene तो याद ही होगा. Anyways, jokes apart, hope now face value is clear to everyone. You must be thinking, who is promoter? So basically, a promoter is the person or a group of people who starts the company. Also take a note that different companies may have different face value. Like Britannia has face value of, whereas MRF has face value of 10 rupees. Another question which you might have is who decides this face value? It's none other than promoter themselves. It is often observed that people consider two factors, face value and market price, before investing, and on the basis of this, they decide whether the share is overvalued and undervalued. But in my opinion, this is not the correct method to value the stocks. Your decision of investment should not depend on face value and market price of shares. Now, let us talk about dividend yield. Dividend yield is nothing but the dividend per share divided by market price per share, usually expressed in terms of percentage. Friends, many of us invest in a company on the basis of good dividend yield history, but at times it is so because the company has no prospects of growth in future via expansion or innovation. Thus, in order to retain its shareholders, it gives a decent amount of its profits in the form of dividend. Thus, if we invest with a good dividend yield parameter, then you might get good dividend, but you might miss on your chance to earn on appreciation of stocks, means its share price might not increase much. There are some exceptions in this concept also. Companies which don't require working capital, means cash to perform its operational routine task or transactions. Such companies often distribute a decent profit to its shareholders, but still one needs to be careful while selecting such a company's share. So I believe everyone is clear now about dividend and its related concepts. Before wrapping up today's session, I would like to share something. Looking at the current situation around the world, I am coming up with my views on COVID-19 pandemic and its impact on the Indian economy at large. This video, unlike being the part of series of basics of fundamental analysis, would not be shared on Saturday. Instead, it will be aired on a weekday. So I would suggest you to hit the bell icon to receive notification for this special video. And if you like my today's video, please share it with your friends and family members so that they can also learn. And if you have any doubts, then feel free to comment. That's all from my end. I, Sarthak Shah, signing off for today. Bye.